Welcome to the AI and Future of Work podcast. I'm Marcus Chen, joined by Sofia Rodriguez. Today, we're diving deep into Weekend Micro SaaS for Nomads, launch an AI mini product that pays while you travel, and how it can transform your life as a digital nomad. If you want to work smarter, earn more, and reclaim your time through AI, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
Imagine turning a 2-hour weekly client task into a $20 recurring tool that runs itself. I coached a copywriter in Lisbon who automated her client onboarding checklist, 2 chats with an LLM, and a small payments flow. And within a month, she had 5 subscribers paying $19 a month. She went from scrambling for projects to booking her travel with predictable income. That's today's promise. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear weekend checklist and exact prompts to validate a micro SaaS idea fast.
Let's start with the pain. Nomads tell us the same things. Income swings that make planning impossible, an avalanche of tools that never quite fit, and technical blockers that delay a product for months. I remember a designer who spent half her week customizing proposals, time that could have been billed or spent traveling. The emotional toll is real. Stress, burnout, and the constant hunt for the next gig.
And another quick one, a dev who packaged his data cleanup process as a one-click report for small e-commerce stores. He was doing the work for clients at $200 a month, but his time to fulfill was 4 hours a client. After turning it into a tiny microsauce, he cut fulfillment to 2 seconds and tripled revenue without adding hours. Those stories show the pattern. Repeatable tasks, narrow audience, and willingness to pay are the fuel for microsauce. So why an AI micro product? Because AI lets you compress knowledge work into a single feature. Prompt, transform, deliver. You focus on one core user job, not every request, and you automate that job with an LLM plus light orchestration. The ethics and privacy piece matters. Designed to minimize data retention, anonymize inputs, and request consent upfront. Narrow scope means predictable costs and a product you can ship in a weekend.
Exactly. From an ethics perspective, I always recommend privacy-first defaults. Ask for only the data you need, prefer client-side transforms where possible, and be explicit about what you store. Start with an internal data map, where inputs travel, which APIs see them, and how long you keep results. These simple steps prevent compliance headaches down the line and build user trust.
Let's compare stacks. Stack A, no-code front-end, Bubble, Webflow plus member stack, LLM API, plus serverless caching via Cloudflare Workers or Vercel Edge. Pros, fastest to launch, minimal code, flexible UI. Cons, limited control, some vendor lock-in. Stack B, small node service on Vercel or Render, plus managed DB like Supabase, plus direct LLM calls. Pros, more control over data flow and caching, easier to tune costs. Cons, needs a bit more engineering. Stack C, fully hosted micro apps and marketplaces, fastest validation and simple payments, but you sacrifice margins and deep customization. Pick based on your skill and time budget. Cost and latency notes. If API cost is your enemy, cache normalized inputs and responses aggressively. Add rate limits and a tiny pricing tier to cover average API cost per user. For latency, edge inference and short prompts keep response time acceptable for a productized flow. Data controls. Push transformations to the server you control, or do client-side masking so LLMs never receive raw PII.
Okay, here's the weekend checklist. A tight 48-hour roadmap to validate and launch. Day 0. Validate with 10 quick interviews and a 1-page landing page to collect intent. Day 1 morning. Prototype UI in a no-code tool or simple HTML form. Day 1 afternoon, hook the form to an LLM API and implement input normalization. Day 2 morning, integrate payments, Stripe, add caching, and rate limits. Day 2 afternoon, deploy, test with 5 beta users, and monitor cost and latency. Ship minimal, iterate fast.
Here's the exact prompt/stock and 3 prompts you can copy. Stock, Bubble front, Vercel Edge function for normalization, LLM API, Supabase cache, Stripe checkout. Prompt 1, discovery. You are a specialist summarizer. Convert this user's raw notes into a 1-page auction plan with 3 prioritized steps, each 1 to 2 sentences. Label assumptions. output as JSON. Steps, assumptions. Prompt 2, input normalization. Normalize the input. Remove names, emails, and standardized dates to YYYY-MM-DD. If input is missing a date, ask the user. Prompt 3, user copy. Welcome. Enter your task and the system will return a one-page auction plan. We store minimal data and never share your input. Use these as starting points and refine with a handful of examples.
A few normalization examples to illustrate. Before, meet with John about December budget, confirm numbers. After normalization, JSON task, discuss budget, date 2023-12-01, notes, confirm numbers. That small transform reduces token count and keeps PII out of the LLM call. It also makes caching reliable, so repeated inputs hit cache rather than incur more API cost. So how?
Real Nomad result. Before, a freelancer spent 8 hours producing a monthly market scan for 3 clients at $150 each. After, a micro SaaS that takes raw URLs and returns a one-page scan for $29 a month. He moved to subscription, got 10 subscribers in 2 months, and cut his time to 15 minutes per churned report for verification. Revenue became predictable, and he reclaimed travel time. That's the multiplier effect. Small price, recurring customers, less time per delivery.
Potential pitfalls. First, API costs that outpace revenue. Mitigation, measure cost per request, add caching and a pricing tier that covers median cost plus margin. Second, feature creep. Mitigation, enforce an MVP rule, one core user job only, run a 48-hour validation before adding features. Third, privacy mistakes. Mitigation, map flows, anonymize inputs, and add explicit consent in onboarding. These are small practices that prevent big failures.
One more fast before-after example to make this concrete. Manual consulting deliverable, 4 hours to generate a competitor analysis in one invoice. Automated micro SaaS. User submits 3 URLs, system returns a one-page analysis in 45 seconds, customer pays $15, and the creator spends 15 minutes reviewing. Outcome, more customers, lower marginal time, and steady income. This changes everything for nomads when you do it right.
If you're worried about ethics or over-automation, start small. Keep a human in the loop for the first 50 users. Monitor outputs and collect feedback. That preserves quality and gives you training data to improve prompts without risking user harm. The human plus AI advantage is how we scale responsibly.
All right, visit nomadlifesuccess.com/AI tools to grab the full weekend checklist, the exact prompts we read today, starter templates for Bubble and Vercel, and our micro SaaS launchboard community. Sign up, test the 48-hour validation plan, and post your idea in the forum. We'll give feedback. Automate the ordinary, amplify the extraordinary.
Let's make this actually work for you. Start with one repeat task. Validate with 5 paying users, and keep privacy simple. If you do those things, you'll have a product that supports your travels instead of stealing your time.
That's our complete breakdown of Weekend Micro SaaS for Nomads. Launch an AI mini product that pays while you travel. Remember, automate the ordinary, amplify the extraordinary. Head to nomadlifesuccess.com/AI tools to access our full AI toolkit, including Dream Guide AI and LifePath AI. While you're there, check out our online courses and audio courses. Subscribe and we'll see you in the next episode.